Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, like in a household, like a family, you look at your accomplishments or failures and you try to fix them. You're not going to have a party in your family if you have a shitty life, so your decisions are shitty, the consequences are as they are, and then you try to feel excited that your neighbors are doing worse than you. Okay, they're doing worse than you, or other neighbors are doing better than you. But what about you? You should care about what you do, how you do, how you live your life. So if you live a shitty life based on your decisions, then I don't care if the neighbor is worse than I am. Okay, my condition is bad. I don't care. So this is what the Europeans are saying. They're saying, hey, we're going to impose sanctions on Russia and they're going to be bad. Well, they're not as bad, but we are worse than they are. The European Union in this case. They have a high inflation, they have protests, they have strikes, the economy is shrinking, they are under the US control, foreign policy 90-some%. They have troops over its territory, so how independent you are? Don't give me that. Now, let's see what the inflation and what the economic forecast and situation is in Europe at this point. And this article comes from Sputnik, and it's from today, the 11th of November 2022. European Commission increases inflation forecast in European Union, from 8.3% to 9.3% in 2022. What? 2 more months, not even. So instead of getting better, it's going worse. Why? It's because of Putin, Lavrov, Peskov, Zakharova, because, or maybe Shoigu. I'm not certain. So you see, you're living a shitty situation here in European Union, but then you're imposing sanctions on the neighbor. And those sanctions affect your economy as well. Now, about the inflation, that's one thing, but it increased, they say, from 8.3 to 9.3. I think that the real inflation, and I'm talking about real inflation, is things that we buy every day. I'm not talking about Bentley or Lamborghinis or Ferraris. Oh, they're not, the inflation in buying one is just 3%. I don't care, I can't afford. How many buy a Lamborghini? You know what I mean? That's not even should be considered. It's a luxury car, sports car, whatever you want to call it. So, and other things that I cannot afford. I don't care if certain commodities that I don't buy, and we generally don't buy, are under the inflation, under the 8.3. I care my inflation. Milk, okay, bread, produce, to eat, to survive, electricity, heating, right? Gas, water. This is what bothers me. And I don't think that a bit that is 8.3% in Europe. I don't think at all. And besides, how you do it, European Union, the European, you get, let's say, Hungary's inflation, which is like 25%. And you get, I don't know, Switzerland's inflation, which is, let's say, 3 or 4. And maybe not Switzerland. I don't know if Switzerland is taken into consideration. But let's get Austria. Yeah, Austria has 6%. So you make an average, this with this, divided by 2 and 5. No, not the way you do it. Other countries have even more than 25%. But this is their inflation, reported inflation. As I said, the real inflation is the one that you go to the store, take a picture of the gas, click, and come after a month and you find the real inflation on your expenses. The government. No, that affects me directly. And if affects me, affects you as well and the neighbor. Gas, electricity, oil, pump, groceries that you buy every day. This is the inflation. Now give me that Lamborghini has only 2.3 inflation or no. So let's see what these guys are saying here. The European Commission has raised its forecast for annual inflation in the European Union from previous 8.3% to 9.3%, according to a report published on Friday. Besides, you know what they did? I made a video on that. The same commission, European Commission, published in the same report. They say that Russian they forecasted the Russian economy to have a decrease in GDP, the Russian GDP to decrease by about 10%, 10.5%. They slashed it in two. So now they say, no, actually it's just 5.1% decrease in the GDP of Russia from their forecast of being double. So all that, the sanctions will bite Russia, they don't seem to be as much as they expected. They expected it's going to be 11% or something, or 10 point something, and it's 5.1. And then in the meantime, their inflation jumps from 8.3 reportedly to 9.3 overall in the European Union. So, you're both going down. And you're like, hey, my neighbor is doing worse than me a little bit. Hey, I'm happy, but you're doing bad as well. Very bad, and you're going even worse and worse and worse. And those guys, your forecast actually shows you that they're better than you thought. So the neighbor actually might be doing better than you do, if you want to compare and contrast. And I'm quoting, higher than expected inflation readings throughout the first 10 months of 2022 and broadening price pressures are expected to have moved the inflation peak to year-end and to have lifted the yearly inflation rate projection, Jesus Christ, to 9.3% in the EU and 8.5% in the euro area, the message read. So it says that the inflation peak to year-end, it moved to year-end. So they didn't even reach the peak. They said it's going to be somewhere, it's coming, but we don't know yet how high the inflation is going to go. The reported one, the weasel that they say is going to be 9.3%, which I think is at least 15. But hey, what do I know, right? And for groceries and everything that I said, it's more than, I think it's more than 20%. I looked at the milk here in the United States. The United States is a little bit better than European Union, I have to say. Milk in 2020, after the elections and whatever it was 93 cents or 96 cents, 83 cents. It was below $1 a gallon of milk. Right now it's $3.60. So you tell me in 2 years it jumped from 2020 to 2022. It jumped from, I think it was 86 cents a gallon of milk. I buy milk, so 86 cents to now 3.60 some. You tell me how much that is. There was the inflation of what, 8%, 6%, as these guys say here, 8%. I don't think so. I think it was much more than that. Gas, let me tell you the gas. United States, for regular gas, okay? Not for the premium gas. When in November, when Trump lost the elections, the gas is $1.70 a gallon. $1.70 a gallon for gas. You know how much is right now? 4.50, 4.40 for the regular. Sometimes you go to 4.12, 4.15. It went to 3.90 something about 2 weeks ago. Bounced back and it's going to go high. So from 1.70, the lowest I bought, as I said, in 2020, to 4.50, you tell me the inflation is just 8%. Just that's it. And I can give you more examples. I can go, you want to talk about fish, buying fish, salmon, the same. You want to buy beef, the same. Go and buy and see how much that is. It jumped a lot. The Commission also increased its 2023 forecast for annual inflation to 7% from 4.6% it forecast in July. Good job, right? Protests have swept across several European countries as citizens demand pay raises, urgent measures to tackle rising inflation, and comprehensive steps to mitigate soaring energy prices amid mass layoffs and industry closures. Another thing, if you work and you're employed, you tell me how much, if you got any increase, pay increase, how much was that? Was it 12%? It was 15% every year, as the inflation might have been on your groceries, things that you consume? No, it was 1%, maximum 2%. Oh my God, 3%, and you're still losing. And they say, well, just a second, we secured you, we gave you 1% increase. Really? As I give you this analogy, I play soccer, my team loses, instead of losing 20-0, loses 20-1. Oh man, we scored one time. Didn't we do a good job? Yeah, we scored. Yeah, how many times? One time. And what's the score, the final score? 20-1, man. They scored 20 times, we scored one time. But wait, that one. Hey, you want a 20-0? I don't give a fuck at this point if it's 20-0 or 20-1. That one is so insignificant that doesn't really matter. You take it. I pay you that one. Go, move. So yeah, we negotiated. Talking about those unions. Thank you very much. I know that for a fact. For a fact. Oh, I'm going to give you 1% this year. You know what? How about I give you 1% and I don't see you ever? Okay, how about that? How much is 1%? Fuck off. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Upset? You think so? Stay strong, stay smart. Look for the truth and be just, my friends.